Yes, I'm wearing a mask. Wear your mask, kids. Yes, come on in, kids. Hey, Larry. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Oh my God. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Taking off my mask, trying to stay safe in these streets. And you know, we're in scary times right now, people. So just do what you can to stay safe, healthy for yourselves, for your families, for your neighbors, people that you don't know, people that you do know. Just take care of yourselves. And I just want to say a quick prayer to those we have lost, and we're losing more people. It's getting scarier and scarier every day. So please just take care of yourselves. And, you know, this is just my way of bringing some joy to your week. I know it brings joy to my week. And I've been doing this now since April, these dannIGeeLives. And it really gives me something every week to look forward to, as I'm still blessedly working from home, but also helping out my community, my dance community, my artist community. And I'm just so thankful that you guys tune in every week. And, you know, tell your friends. You know, I am also looking for a sponsor, actually, you know, because I love my wine. So if you guys know any wine sponsors that can help your sister out, please spread the word. And if you miss any part of it, or people want to see it later, let them know they can watch on my YouTube channel, which I'm building out, dannIGeeLive, dannIGeeTV, all of the above. And so, in any case, today I'm trying something new. I'm really nervous. I'm bringing in some people that I used to dance with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. So this week, two things happened. So it was the anniversary of Mr. Ailey's passing, 31st anniversary of that, which, you know, if you saw on my Instagram page, I shared a story about how we were backstage behind the curtain at Philadelphia, ready to perform, and we heard of his passing, and it was just so devastating to us as dancers, but to the world at large. I mean, he's such an integral, seminal figure in dance, and so what a loss, and he was so young. But also this week, Alvin Ailey opened their first ever all virtual season, hopefully last. Hopefully they won't have to do it again. But they started out Wednesday night online on their website with a celebration of Revelations, the 60th anniversary of Revelation. So if you haven't watched it, go to their Facebook page, which will then take you to their Vimeo page. And there's much, much more happening over the next 4 weeks with Alvin Ailey. So in honor of that, I decided I was going to do an All-Ailey edition of my dannIGeeLive. So it's two parts. The first hour is going to be my friends that I dance with, I share the stage with. I'm going to bring in the first guests right away. And then the second hour, I'm going to take a little break. And then I'm going to come back with the amazing Leonard Meek for the second hour. And we're going to talk about his books, living in Vermont, and all of the above. So let me see if my first guest is in the room. I'm going to try and find Miss Thing. She has been on the show before, and I'm super excited to have her. You can't have Alvin Ailey without Sarita Allen. Okay, wait.
Hi.
I got my fan again.
Hang on. Oh, no. Should I get it? Okay.
Go get it.
I forgot.
This happened the last time, too. Sarita Allen, I cannot.
Oh, my God. I forgot. Right, because when we started this, it was so hot, and I had it. We just had it because we needed it.
Exactly. I still need it. Girl, the hot flashes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me today. This is awesome. I'm so nervous. I've never done this before, like all multiple people, and we'll see how it goes.
It's going to be great. Oh, my God.
Thank you. How you
First
doing?
of all, Danny, I just have to commend you. I can speak for all of us. I'm just going to say, you have uplifted us.
Oh, Rita.
You really have. You really have. Like you said, it's fun for you, but that's why we all tune in. Right, guys? Can I get an amen from the balcony? Okay. I'm sure everybody's going to say yes.
Totally, of
but
course.
not only that, the way that you've been supporting the community through your platform for Summer Stage and just your personal thing. Anytime any of us have anything going on, you're the first person to post. And anything you can do, you do. Support us, all of us.
Yes. I mean,
we all really, really appreciate it.
That's what it's about.
You really are helping everyone.
I mean, you got to walk the walk, right? And so
you are walking the walk.
Yeah, and none of us are rich, right? So the very least that I can do is use my various pages, social media, to share all that you guys are doing. And so, I wish I had all the money in the world to support all the causes and the arts and the community centers and all the dance companies that are struggling right now, and even pre-COVID. But just putting the word out is the absolute very least I can do. It takes no effort, just to click, post, share. So, just to make people aware of what everyone's doing. And thank you for saying that, because I do enjoy it. It keeps me lifted. It keeps me a little bit sane during these times. It gives me something to look forward to each week for myself. So it is a little selfish, but it's for my own mental health too, honestly, to know that I have this to come to at the end of the week and share and flex my other creative muscles during this time. So the reason why I also want to do this, as you heard, is because, Ailey started their first ever virtual season this week.
Yes.
And it was beautiful revelations. I loved all the camera angles. But what I wanted to share with the audience today is, you danced with Ailey, many years ago, but just because December, New York, it's December when you start seeing those Ailey posters, right?
All over.
Yeah. Alvin Ailey posters, it's December, here it comes, City Center. So can you just share what moving into City Center season was like for you, or if you have one particular memory about a City Center season that just sticks out for you?
Well, I don't know, just literally I grew up there, and I can just frame it. I think one of the best ways I can frame it is this last year, just 2020, December, when I was invited back to dance a new ballet in honor of Masazumi's Chaya's not retiring, just changing roles. And right before, I needed a hip replacement. My hip was bad. When Matthew Rushing asked me if I could dance it, I said, well, of course I would love to be involved in it, but I can't really dance anymore. I can do my arms really well. He says, okay, we'll work around it.
Yes.
But Danny, when I got to that theater, and a lot, of course, this is many years, the stage crew has changed, but as we know in show business, they tend to stay in the family. So a lot of them were the same, that the kids were there, now they're grown up. So the minute I walked back there, it was just like a lot of them said, welcome home.
Oh!
Even after all these years. That's the thing, the crew. The crew is everything.
The crew is up. Say it again.
The crew is everything. They can make it or break it. They can make it. You better be friendly with the crew.
Well, some of them made it easy.
So anyway, it just started then when I walked in and they said that. And then that night when I got on stage, all of a sudden it was like a Cinderella night. All of a sudden I could dance again. And I think it was really because I had been on that stage. I grew up there. Yes. And it was like a magical moment. Once I was on that stage, I looked up and I had seen that vision for so many years. I knew what it looked like. I knew what the audience, I knew what the orchestra, I knew what the balconies, the crew, everybody had welcomed me. So it was like it was a dream moment. I was transformed. And all of a sudden I wasn't limping. My hip didn't hurt.
I was there.
That City Center.
You stole the night. I gotta say, man. Next to Chaya, I will never forget. First of all, you coming out there. No, the curtain went up on you, right? Just like the tears started falling. And then at intermission, I'll never forget, you were walking through the audience, and every part of the audience you were in, people were like, Sarita! That must have felt amazing for you.
Well, it was particularly, again, and it ties into your question, because, again, the most time we spent there was the season, that Christmas season.
Yes.
the whole month. And in the past, we used to do 2 seasons. We had a summer season and, way back when, before they used to do Lincoln Center season. So I literally did grow up there. So it is home. It was like, when you're there, you stay there from early morning till late at night. They have that food. They bring that lasagna in. Remember, before they had it in the green room, we used to be in the cruise room for our Christmas party.
Right.
We always had the Christmas party right in the group.
And it was always just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, like you said, the theater, the venue. It's so intimate. You know what the stage feels like, the smell, all of it. And so your first season, though, I mean, you were a baby. How old were you?
Oh, I don't know. Well, there is that myth. And I actually did the math the other day, and I really wasn't that young. I was only a few years off, but the myth is like I was like 16 or something. It was close.
Yeah.
But
still, right?
Close. Still.
Yeah. And did they, so I know
I still wasn't a legal age, so that's
Well, I know when I joined the company, because, there is seniority and you stack it down. I mean, my dressing room was way up on the 4th floor, somewhere, 5th floor. Did it start out for you that way, or were you sort of like closer to the stage?
Oh no, you have to do that. You go down, then you start way up.
I think by the time I left, I had made it to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, there is that.
There is
because
that.
we're not listed as principals, soloists, and in the corps, like in ballet companies, we're all listed equally. But there is that hierarchy with the dressing room. So
there absolutely is that hierarchy. Absolutely, absolutely. So. Is there anything, so you have actually, and then I think about it, you have a program coming up this weekend, tomorrow?
Yes, I do. And I want to talk about that. Actually, before the program, I'm going to be speaking with Solomon Dumas. Yeah. And we had a rehearsal today, interviewing me about my time with Alvin, because this week coming up, they're honoring Ellington. And I always say Alvin and the Duke had a bromance. They really had this love affair because you can imagine both of them are geniuses. Genius. And so they recognize that in each other, and they're both very similar, especially in terms of the music of Night Creatures. How Duke, he melded the classical music, right? There's the violins, it's full orchestration with the jazz and all the nuances, and that's the Ailey style. Classical ballet, modern, the jazz, all the nuances. So what a perfect pairing.
That's so great. So that's at 2:00 tomorrow. And
2:00 tomorrow. And then they also interviewed me earlier in the month. So I haven't even seen it. There's an interview. They're going to show a little bit and then some snippets of me teaching Night Creatures.
Oh, nice. So
so I haven't seen that. But the performance is going to be all Ellington. They're doing Jacqueline Green and Yannick are dancing Pas de Duke, but outside some
on the rooftop.
On the rooftop. And I saw it. They have new costumes, modern costumes. Yeah. It's going to be fabulous. And Bernard Gilmore. Oh, my love of my life. He's dancing, I think, Reflections in D, I believe.
Oh, beautiful.
I hope I'm not getting it. And the Night Creatures, all the Ellington things.
Right. So if people go to the website, Alvin Ailey,
and it's free, guys. The whole virtual, every night is free. But go to alvinailey.org. It's 2:00. It's going to be an amazing performance.
Well, I'll be tuning in to watch you on that.
Thank you.
I'm glad you stopped in today and honored me.
Thank you, Danny G.
And I will say it again, my first season, you were just so welcoming and beautiful. And I'm so glad that we have remained in each other's lives all this time. So
thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Tune in to her interview tomorrow.
Yes,
Allen for Alvin Ailey, 2:00.
2:00. Yes. Thank you.
All right, my love. I will see you
Bye.
soon. Bye. Okay. Oh my God. All right. So that was the great Sarita Allen. She's going to be a part of the virtual season with Alvin Ailey, and she's just a legend, right? All right. So we're going to see who else is coming in and ready. This is so much fun. Yes. Oh my God. We're bringing in Bernard Gaddis, kids. This is so great. I can't wait. I can't. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, wait, kids. All right, wait. What y'all don't understand is I've known Bernard Gaddis since 86, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. We go back to Philadelphia. So this is my true Philly brother right here. And let me tell you, man, so we know what it's like to dance all night long. We had this, both had the stamina of the gods coming out of Philadelphia. Bernard Gaddis, I'm so glad you did this today with me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
You look great.
Oh, thank you. You know, pull it together.
We spoke a little bit earlier today, folks. That's why we're saying. And this is my first time actually seeing his face on screen in probably a little while. Probably, since Chaya's night. We saw him, but that was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Right? That's the last time I saw you in person.
Yeah.
So tell everyone. So Bernard and I danced in Philadelphia. I left for Ailey, and then Bernard came a year after, and we partnered there as well, and just had the best time. Always, always, always. But please tell the folks what you're doing now. You have a beautiful company out in Las Vegas. So tell your company.
Oh my God. Well, actually, we're now going into our 14th year. Yeah. Yes.
Congrats, Bernard. I realized it was 14 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But I founded along with the legendary Charmaine Hunter.
Yes.
Ballerina extraordinaire. We we started off with founding the Las Vegas Contemporary Dance Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, probably about 2 years ago, I changed it to Contemporary West Dance Theater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, we're celebrating our 14th year, and I just got a sort of like a host of new dancers, and I'm so excited and beautiful.
Yes.
They're beautiful. I love
they
them.
are beautiful. And I wish, honestly, now that I think about it, I wish we had done this a week ago, because then I could have told people to go to your virtual seasons, because it's not available anymore, right, for streaming?
Well, a lot of people keep calling me and asking me, so we'll probably restream it in December for the holidays again.
Yes.
And then we have another. I was just told, like probably yesterday actually, we're not going to be able to do our African American History Month celebration program in February. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to stream. We're going to have to film that as well. So we'll be showing that as well in February.
Okay. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have you back for a full hour before you restream the concert you just did.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So honestly, kids, that concert was beautiful, and with COVID precautions and everything else, I talked with Bernard about this, and they did everything they could to keep the dancers safe, and they did, and they're wearing masks. After like 2-3 minutes, you don't even notice it. It's the dancers are so strong and beautiful. So when it does stream again, please, please, please make sure you get a ticket, support. It's an online ticket. And support my brother. So we're talking about Ailey's All-Ailey Edition, and so I was up there the year before you, but do you remember what the program was in your first season, your first debut City Center performance?
Him.
Oh, it was him?
It was him.
Right.
Yeah.
God.
Him, and Rev, amongst a whole bunch of other, dancing on the, was Jukebox for Alvin Ailey?
Was that 92?
With Garth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That was a heavy season.
Right. I think Opus, what was the one from Jerome Robbins?
Oh, Opus Jazz.
Opus Jazz. Yeah.
Right.
Among the other 32 ballets that we had to do on the repertoire.
So explain to the kids, when you come into Ailey, you're learning stuff, and like 2, 3, 4 ballets almost a week.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Like literally they gave me a stack of videotapes and was like, go into the library and go over this. And I was like,
figure it out.
Right. I was like, hi.
I love telling the story about when I first went into Blue Suite on tour, and I saw my name on the schedule, and I went to Chaya, and I was like, Chaya, I haven't learned the whole thing. And he was like, Dennis, you just follow Michael Joy, you'll be fine. I'm like,
right.
So listen, kids, you can't be up in these big companies and not be ready for whatever. Okay.
No, not at all.
I remember the Opus Jazz rehearsals. I actually wasn't in Opus Jazz, kind of thankfully, but I mean Jerome Robbins, whatever, but legend that he was controversial in those rehearsals, I remember.
Right.
I was off in the side room with Judy and QB working on movement for him. So you're right. Yeah, that was that year.
Yeah.
But so your transition up from Philly, you know, what was it about City Center? Because we performed all over the country, right? We were all big stages, Paris Opera. What made City Center so nerve-wracking?
Well, I think it was partly being home and just being in New York, where everybody will have access to you.
Right.
You know? It's because, you know, with the Ailey Company, a lot of people didn't have access to us during the year. You know, we were only there during the summer and we were in production during the summer. And then the rest of the time we were on the road. So, you know, you come off the road and you don't know what you look like because you haven't been in front of a mirror in like 3 months.
But you're snatched
boots.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, but just technical wise and where your body should be and what, you know, and so I don't know. I think it was just all of a sudden everybody had access to you. All your family, your friends, your, you know, your mentors, you know, your past.
The critics.
Right, the critics.
We had Anna Kisselgoff, remember? Woo!
Kiss of death. Anna Kiss of death.
She would read the kids, honey.
Right.
Read the kids. No, it's true. And in my mind now, because I'm such a tennis nut, I equate City Center to like the U.S. Open, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like you start with Australia, French, you know, Wimbledon, and then you get to the U.S. Open. It's like, it's all of that.
Yep. It's that home stretch of you're doing it every day for 31 days.
Yeah.
You know, and you have that one day off, that Monday.
1 day off.
Right. And well, you know, you, me, and I think it was Linda Denise, we were the Amtrak divas. So we were traveling back to Philly every night and then coming back to perform every day for City Center. So
I remember like you and I were still living in Philly.
Yeah.
And I remember, you know, us meeting up at 30th Street Station to get the train, you know, leaving our partners behind. Like,
right.
We're going to be gone for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and then Amtrak to the studios, take the bus to the airport. And then I will always remember how at the end of the tour, you know, we would take the 11 whatever hour flight from where we were coming from.
Right.
And we would still have to get on the train
and go back.
Everybody else in the company was already like in the shower, you know, having a drink.
Right.
We still traveling.
Yep.
It was worth it though.
It was.
You know, I remember I was talking to a friend the other day. She's also in the industry. She's, you know, stage crew. And she was saying how her family, you know, they still don't quite understand why she's always away on the holidays. And that's just our life, right?
Yeah.
And even though we weren't home for Christmas and things like that, like we were on stage. We had the gift of dance.
Right.
Is there a particular, you know, Christmas or Christmas time performance that you remember that, you know, sticks out for you?
Well, God, it's, you know, with that, it's so many, but there was one where it was my first. There's two. There was one when it was my first City Center, and then the second one was actually what Sarita said when I came back 20 years later to. So my first City Center, I think it was a wreck for me. Right. But in little ways, like, you know, little derailments, per se. Yeah. So like the first one was I was doing Rev, and I think it was the first time that Chaya decided to change me to the other side. Now the whole tour, I've been doing that one chair.
That's right.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is my chair.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess, you know, this is where I'll just always be.
Yeah.
Now he green pinned that thing. And I was like, I ran out and there was another, I was like, but wait, and I was devastated.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize with Revelations, you know, there's 7, 9 couples, I think. Anyway, but those couples actually have patterns. Like when a woman walks on with the fan, she's not just randomly just going. Exactly. There's a whole pattern.
Right.
And like if your stool, let's say, is upstage left corner or whatever, there's a whole pattern to get there.
And there's a whole bunch of choreography that's completely, you know, the opposite direction than the other side.
Each position has a pattern. Chaya did that to me in my first tour. And I remember I was on the wrong side entering, and I see Nasha on the other side waving at me like, what are you doing?
I swear I ran out and I was like, oh, scoot.
You know?
Mind you, I'm basically in tears, and Judy and Chaya are coming backstage cracking up, like laughing at me. I was like, what? I think I'm going to get fired.
Laughing.
You know?
And then you came back for Chaya's, as Sarita just said, when he was shifting roles, but you killed it. You killed it, Bernard.
Oh, thank you.
The kids were screaming, honey. I mean, I talked with you after, but like, again, for you being on that stage, it wasn't like a homecoming.
It was. And, you know, the funny thing about it, I was, you know, I've always been scared, or not scared, but always understanding the enormity of, you know, Ailey, and just being blessed to be in the room.
Yes.
You know, and to be one of those persons that were picked to be in the room.
Yes.
So the funny thing about it is that when I went back, all of a sudden it was like I'd never left. Because the energy and the seriousness of what it is that we were doing, and the legacy that we were upholding.
Yes.
You know, just became heightened again. And I was like, oh my God. And it hit me kind of like hot wind to a face, because I was like, oh my God, I remember this. This is, and everybody was like, when it was time to go, everybody was
I know,
serious, focus, let's get, you know. But then when I saw, but the joy that I found was when I actually saw people that I hadn't seen in 20 years. And how that Ailey magic lights up inside a person.
Oh, yes.
You know, and like, and I remember like Dawana Smallwood came out, and I was like this. That's why she was the Ailey one.
Yeah.
You know, because you can just see there's this aura and this magic and this power that happens with all of us who, you know, Aubrey and Donna Wood, and you know, and even like I was looking at you know, Miss Waters, Sylvia Waters, and she looked like she was on that stage, and she looked like 20 years younger.
Right.
It's just like, I was like, oh my God.
I'm getting chills. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so, and I was so happy for you that you had that moment. I mean, even just, you know, being in the audience, it was so electric. Everyone knew why we were there, for the beloved Chaya. But I remember I walked into the theater to find my seat. And at just that moment, do you remember, I don't know if you can see from backstage, but they had the names of all the people Chaya's
Yes, I was,
on the screen. And just as I was taking my seat and I turned around, I saw my name.
And you're like,
I shrieked.
Right.
There I am! I mean, just being part of such an enormity, as you said, enormous legacy, it's important. And that and doing this today, and the nervousness that I felt, because I want to do it right. But just knowing that I've had such incredible experiences with all of you, and that we still have a friendship, it's so beautiful for me, and such a blessing.
You've been my sister since I was 15.
Okay.
You know,
just running the Philly streets. Okay.
Right. And we would sit up there and starve ourselves, be sitting up there eating frosted flakes. You know.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking like today is Friday. It's fried chicken Friday. Honey. Okay, listen.
Right.
I'm the money. I'm gonna do my little little plug for Seamless. Okay.
There
Give
you
my
go.
Little fried chicken and one call it Grace, honey.
Right. Yup.
Because I don't have to wear a gray unitard anymore.
Hello.
Well, listen, I really do want to bring you back.
I would love
when
to
you
come
figure
back.
out when you're going to restream your virtual season, which was so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank
again,
you.
I really didn't realize it was 14 years.
Yeah.
Then we'll have you back on. So keep me posted.
Okay, I
And I
will.
love you. I'm
I
so
love
happy
you
to see your
too.
face. And yeah, we'll bring you back. So thank you for doing this today, Bernard.
All right.
Khadiji.
All right, babe. Skitty.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my partner, Bernard. This is amazing. How you guys doing? So if you're just joining us, I am doing an All-Ailey edition of dannIGeeLive, and in honor of Alvin Ailey's first ever virtual season this week opening and all month long. So make sure you go to alvinailey.org to just check out all the amazing offerings they have all month long, and they're free. It's free. I mean, this is free Alvin Ailey for the kids. Okay, so take advantage of it. It's all summer, all winter long, all December long, and it's going to be some amazing programming. So I am going to bring in, hopefully, my next guest. I'm so excited. First time doing my show with some of these people, which is so great. Let's see if he comes in. So excited.
Hi, Danny.
It is Michael Thomas. Hey, baby.
Hi, sweetie. How are
How
you?
you doing? How you doing? This is working. It's working.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. I was following those directions. I was like,
Listen, we can't be all sketchy now. Listen, how are you? Did you teach today?
I'm doing some Revelations residencies for City Center.
Yes.
And with third graders, baby.
Oh,
Danny, so adorable.
oh, come on, the babies.
I was teaching them part of Wade in the Water. Just
Yes.
in it. You know, so yeah.
So you're doing, so this is Michael Leon Thomas. I first met Michael Thomas while he was dancing with the Jamison Project, and they visited Philly, they were in Philly, and we hung out a little bit, and then he and I joined Ailey the same year, 1991. And we have been in each other's lives ever since.
We have.
Oh my God. And what a year that was. That first year was also, sadly, the year that Magic Johnson, remember that? We were in Belgium on tour
Danny.
at the bar. And we were like, what Magic Johnson? What?
Right.
What was happening? So
that was a deep time.
that was a deep time. But you know, it was me, you, Troy, and Lenny, who's coming on at 6. The four of us together coming in. And, you know, I was also just reminded by Antonio Carlos Scott, who's watching, and said, hey, Rumi.
Hey, Carlos.
Okay. He sent me some photos today from Judy's Ballet Rift from that year. Listen, come on now.
Was that our first year we did Rift? Yeah. We were lying on the floor. Girl, cold, honey. I was like, I'm getting cold. And we had to jump up.
Okay. So Rift with music by Nona Hendrix.
Miss Nona.
Miss Nona Hendrix. Okay, rock diva down. That was our first season in those shiny gray unitards.
And those fierce lights.
Yes.
Was really amazing.
Always, right?
That was Sarita and Dwight were the leads in that, right?
That's right. And Dwight was blonde.
Yes.
That was our first season. So I posted some photos of you earlier. One was from, and lead up to this. One was from Jukebox for Alvin, from our quintet, which was amazing, by Garth Fagan. Sarita says hi. And also you from The Winter in Lisbon, which was such a great role for you. But so again, just sharing memories of City Center and, you know, what your first City Center memories are, or just from over the years there.
My first City Center memory?
Or just, you know, thereabouts.
I mean, I think one of the most impactful memories in terms of rep was my whole story with love songs.
Oh, yes.
You know, that was a really special time. You know, because I felt like we were actually in Italy. I was in the house watching the rehearsal for Ailey Classics.
Mm-hmm.
And Dudley was doing a song for you.
Dudley.
And Judy called me over and she said, I want you to learn that. Okay. You know, but when it actually happened, you know, it was just like full of appreciation. I felt like she got me. You know, yeah. Because Ailey's such, I mean, come on, Sarita Allen, Desmond Richardson,
come on,
Gary DeLoach, Debbie Manning, you know, all larger than life people when we joined that company. Marilyn Banks, like it was no joke.
Raquel Chavis.
Raquel.
I mean, Don Bellamy, all them kids.
Everyone were serious dancers.
Yes.
And I was just really humbled that she found a place for me there.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, and so there's just there was really beautiful dance with me and love songs. I remember I was in Gary DeLoach's performance group.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go out on the road. No, not going on the road. Yeah, we go on the road. We go out and do those little mini performances.
Mm-hmm.
He would always let me run it. You know what I mean? Debbie Chase would always give me feedback. And I remember my first one in Belgium and walking into that big theater. Remember that big theater?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess David, the sound guy, must have seen me walk in. I had done a private with Renee earlier that morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I guess he saw me walk in because when I walked to the theater, he started playing a song for you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
magic. And then, you know, premiering it at City Center. And
you were beautiful in it.
Oh, well, I mean, you know what it's like to do a 15-minute journey.
Okay.
That ain't no joke. You know?
Guts falling out.
You know, a song for you was Poppies was fun, but then by the time you got heavy, I was like, woo, breathe, son, breathe.
You know what? That could be an interesting conversation for a larger group of people. Like maybe the men that did a song for you balanced with women that did Cry.
Right.
Because you have to hold that stage, man.
You gotta hold it. And I remember the day that I premiered it, Judy and Chai were on that God mic, honey. They were sending out critique every 2 seconds. I was like, oh my God, am I supposed to be doing this? You
know? So for those that don't know, the God mic is when the director is out in the audience. They have access to a microphone so that they're sitting in the audience watching you. They can give you corrections from the audience over the loudspeakers.
What are you doing? Everyone can hear. You know, I was like, ooh, I don't know. Am I supposed to be doing it? But you know what? Ulysses Dove was there that day. He watched the test. And he was waiting for me when I came off stage. He took me to lunch. You know, we had a lovely time because he had done it as well. And he had this poem that he shared with me that someone had written for him. You know, so it was that was, you know, I felt like, you know, she really, both of them, she and Chaya, you know, just let me know that I was home.
Yes.
You know, I was listening to you and Bernard talking. He looks so good, girl.
Okay.
That boy does not age, honey. I'm like, what?
I'm so mad.
What pills and creams are he using?
I want my like glowy, my dewy finish.
To give me a cream, honey. I was like, you okay? He's not aging at all. But you know, last year for that night for Chaya, I think that the interesting thing about City Center is that it just really feels like home.
Right.
You know, just going on the stage, being backstage, you know, all those years of, you know, 8 shows a week for 4 to 5 weeks, you know, like, you know that space. You know the air.
Yes. The air.
Know what I mean? You know the angles. You just know everything about it. And so it was just really beautiful, to have that moment. But Love Songs is probably like special for me.
Yeah.
You know, it was just really special for me.
That's so awesome. So in this virtual season that Ailey is doing, which you've been a part of Ailey for years now, beyond dancing with the company, but teaching. I mean, we even did a residency with the teaching Revelations to the kids around the boroughs 2 years ago. Oh, that was
summer stage.
Summer stage.
But you know, I mean, like Revelations, like you know, he was 29 years old, Danny.
I know.
Can you imagine?
No.
Being 29, having that ballet?
No.
You know,
no.
And the way that every age group is touched by that ballet.
Yes.
You know, it's a gift.
It is.
It's a gift that came through him, honey. It's they all approach it with the seriousness and the reverence that it deserves.
Yes.
You know, never are my students or anyone that I might have the opportunity to work with regard to Rev, they never take it for granted. They always know immediately. Do you know? They know immediately they're doing something that's very, very special.
Beautiful.
Something that's very, very unique. And that we got to dance with that man's company.
I know.
Woo!
How blessed are we, right? Come on now. So tell us the program that you're doing as part of this virtual season this month. Are you teaching online at some point this month? I have it written on my calendar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Nasha and I, you know, she's the National Director for Ailey Camp. I'm her Deputy Director. And we lead a Revelations workshop. That starts, I think, the 19th, the week of the 19th.
Yes.
And some of our Ailey campers were on with us.
Oh, great.
We've already taped it. It's great.
Oh, okay, so it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but
So
you
they
can
can
do it
find
live
this-
with us. You can do it with us. We give you a class. We give you a little class. We give you some of Wade and we give you some of Yellow section.
Oh, I love it. So the first one is the 19th?
It starts the 19th, yeah.
Okay. So I'll make sure I post that. I mean, I had so much fun. There's so many great pictures I have for when it was you, Amos, teaching with me citywide for the kids.
Yes.
Out
and
in like Brooklyn,
Matthew,
the
our drum
Bronx.
percussionist.
It was really precious that summer doing that with you guys.
Those little ones.
It's not about the little ones. You know, we have to hang in there for these little ones.
The future. Well, you know, even today, you know, like I'm teaching, like all of us, you know, we're teaching on this virtual platform. Even on the screen, they were, you know what I mean, doing Way in the Water. They were looking up, you know, like they were just adorable, Danny.
Oh, I can't wait. All the babies.
Some pictures. I think the teacher today did some screenshots.
Yeah, please do.
But yeah.
That keeps me going. That keeps me inspired.
Well, you know, we really need inspiration right now.
We
The
do.
virtual opening the other night with those clips of the original Rev.
Oh,
Baby,
we gotta talk.
who was that
Honey.
girl doing "Fix Me, Jesus"?
She was like,
you saw her Arabic Petty. She pulled out. I was like, oh no,
that was everything.
that was everything.
And
the
Alvin.
way, there were so many moments.
I
You know,
know.
even with, obviously. He didn't have a curtain or he didn't have a blackout for them to run off at the end of Butte. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow. Then, of course, I thought about that time at City Center when we were on stage stretching and the music started. And, you know, usually, but people who are watching, usually the curtain goes up at a certain point.
Right.
On Butte, right? So you kind of relax. You know what I'm saying? Like you're hearing the first, ooh, I can't sing. Carlos should have sang, right? You kind of relax. So we're there. Desmond was on stage. Desiree Vlad had a back brace on. And all of a sudden, we looked and the curtain was coming up.
Desmond did. Tombe Potapere.
Jete on stage. Because he may have been in, was he doing Wade or was he doing Cinnamon?
Yeah, he was in white. No, he was in white.
He was in Wade. He did a Tombe part of parade.
Okay,
on
exit.
stage. We
That
all
was
kind
so
of
funny.
Karine, Swaha. We all kind of.
I'll never forget that.
We have some memories, okay?
Memories. Well,
we
listen.
have some real memories.
I want to bring you back on for an hour now that we've gotten past this moment. And you were so nervous.
I'm camera shy.
Oh, please. You're
I
coming back on.
live stage.
We're having you back. So I need to bring on Lydia because she's next. And I know she's in the middle of teaching.
Yeah, with those feet and legs.
Okay, cashews, honey.
And she's birthing babies with the same thing. So, hey,
Thank
there you
you.
go.
Well, thank you,
Lovely.
Michael.
Great
I
to
love
see
you,
you.
love you, love you.
Love you too, sweetheart.
And I will have you back on. But we're going to talk because I definitely want to like debrief with you on the opening night virtual because it was amazing.
Absolutely, it was. It was.
Okay,
Kudos
cool.
to Matthew.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole team. The whole
Yes. All right,
team.
babe.
How do I get off, sweetheart? How do I get off?
I'll let you out. It's okay.
All right. Bravo.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, how much fun is this? Oh my God, I can't wait. So Miss Lydia Roberts, honey, y'all don't understand. This is my Libra sister. I can't wait to bring her in. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, I think she had to go. Oh no, I don't see her. All right, so I'm gonna bring on, let's see, let me try. Lydia, if you're still there, let me know. Let's see. Oh, she might have had to go back to teaching already. Oh darn, I'll have to bring her back another time. Aw. All right, but in the meantime, my Shetty, my diva. Okay. Yes. Shetty.
Wait, Cherie, I think that Lydia is still here.
Oh, let me see. Oh, I didn't
think
see
she's
her.
still here.
Okay.
She's there, Cherie. Do you want to get her in? No?
Okay.
And then
I'll take you out, and then I'll see if I can bring her.
bye! See you in a few.
Pause. Okay. Lydia, if you're watching, I think you're still here. See if you can send me a request to come in, because I didn't see you in the lineup on my screen. Yeah, so see if you can send me a request. Hopefully, oh. So I guess you have to, at the bottom of your screen, it should say request to join. But if your camera isn't set up or your microphone, I don't think I'll be able to see you. And I know I'm following your page. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there you are. Okay, I got you, Lydia. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. I got you.
I had to go outside and get some help from the young ones.
Girl, you gotta be sweating. Girl, you gotta be sweating.
Oh no, I can't get on.
Lydia Roberts-Coco. Look how beautiful you are. I can't even. Oh my God. You guys, you don't understand. Lydia Roberts, this diva, I don't know if you saw the pictures that I posted earlier, but this queen, okay, cashew feet, arabesque for the gods, energy, body down, but just a sweetheart, you know, could tear up that stage. And what Michael Thomas just said, has the most beautiful daughters in the world. I mean, came right out that body with your body. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, girl. You know, I mean, I know we're in the middle of some craziness, but, you know, I would feel really just like, I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful. I say this every week. You know, yes, I can complain. I'm scared like everybody else, but I have been blessed to have my job still. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food. You know what I'm saying? I got wine. You know what I'm saying? My fear is for the rest of our world. I'm so scared for our world, for our children, for our artist friends, for everybody, that we get through this and can come out the other side strong and healthy and just stop losing souls. So I'm just trying to do what I can to keep myself uplifted, my community uplifted, my family uplifted, and you know, here we are.
I'm so blessed to still be able to work. When the pandemic started, we just really never stopped here. You know, we started right away putting out content to the students so that they could still train at home. We started right away, summertime, as soon as we could get into the studio and have small classes. We just never stopped. So I'm really blessed to be able to still work. You know, so many people are struggling and having such a hard time right now. So, you know, it's a blessing. And I'm just amazed at dancers, how resilient we are. You know, never stop. You know, we find a way to make it work. So
we always find a way.
Amazing, it really is. And then you have people out here complaining about wearing a mask. You know, I'm like, we're in the studio teaching with a mask on, hours a day, students dancing, company members dancing with a mask. You mean to tell me you can't put a mask on to go into the grocery store? Come on, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, it drives me crazy. And in fact, I think it's, you know, I think it's supremely selfish when it's just, like you said, a simple thing of wearing your mask. But so I mean, I've just watched you through the years since post-Ailey, and you're still in Virginia, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So in Virginia, teaching, choreographing, but tell me quickly though about your journey into bodybuilding.
Oh, that.
That body, honey.
I did that for maybe a couple of years. This was after I got married and moved back to Chesapeake to be closer to my family. I just started working out a little bit more, and then I was introduced into bodybuilding. I was like, let me just see, just challenge myself to see how I can transform my body.
Yeah.
Work out like maybe 3 hours a day. Yeah, and I did a competition, and I won the first one, and then so I said, let me see if I can do another one, how I'll do, yeah. So I did well with that one. I think I got second in that one because there was a girl in there who was just like huge. I'm like, I gotta keep it feminine. So
that's right.
Yeah, but I did only for a couple of years, and I still work out a lot, but just not to that extent. I'm just trying to maintain at this point. At my age, I'm trying to walk around looking like Schwarzenegger.
Well, first of all, if you don't follow Lydia on social media, her body can like compete with any 22-year-old out in these streets, kids. I'm just trying to tell you. I mean, I can barely like. Anyway, I'm trying to hang on to my little physique, but this is me now, and I'm good with that, and all good and lovely. But so we're talking about city center memories, and I know, right? Oh, Antonio, that girl was always ripped. I know that's right. Just city center memories, and you and Karine and Antonio came in the year before I did, but. Do you have, when I spoke to Antonio before, we talked about like that first year you guys were in the company, it was a little rocky for, political reasons. Yeah. But do you have any specific memories of that first season that you held on to?
Yes, the first season, I don't think it was my first season, but my first season really was more about watching the dancers, I think about that more. My memories are so much more about just watching Sarita and Masakela and Raquel and what was that, District Storyville. Remember we used to sit and watch her do that little funky walk that she would do? So just being able to sit in the wing and just see all of these amazing dancers, and then to have Sarita, God bless you, she took me under her wing so much. And, and one day she called me her protege. I thought I had died and went to heaven.
Right?
I remember that, but I was just like, ooh. New to this live thing, so
yeah, okay.
So yeah, but just my memories from that first season were more about just observing and watching all of these amazing dancers, like Michael was saying. We were just blessed to be able to be a part of that. So, but my second season, I think, is when I was able to do Pas de Deux with Desmond, and that was City Center. So that
I'm glad you brought that up.
When Judy and Ty asked me, they said, Lydia, we want you to learn Pas de Deux with Desmond. And my first reaction was, oh my God, Pas de Deux with Desmond. And then I thought to myself, oh my God, I had to dance with Desmond.
But like, so such a legacy ballet. Like when people think about Pas de Deux, danced by Judy herself, Amber Rishnikov.
Right. It was that was a piece for the stars of the company. Now Desmond was already a star. I was really just kind of coming into my own then. I think I'm in the second season. So it was, it was challenging. It was, I had a lot of pressure, I felt like, on me. And I knew for City Center, we had to step it up for City Center.
Okay.
Have all your peers, everybody, they're watching you. New York people know what they're watching. And I knew the New York Times was going to be there. So, I was nervous about dancing for that. But I remember the New York Times gave us a review, and they compared us to Misha and Judy in a very positive way.
Oh, so, good. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you a funny moment. I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Sarita. Oh, we have got to get together. I don't like talking about myself. We have all got to get together sometime soon.
Yes, please. We need to do a Zoom. I would love that.
A funny moment. And I'm pretty sure, Karine can correct me if I'm wrong, but a very funny moment was when we had just finished doing Winter in Lisbon. I'm pretty sure it was at City Center. Karine and I come out for those bows in all of our glory. Bam, 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 bam. We kind of come to each other and we turn and face the front and bow. We ran smack into each other and knocked our heads together. I thought we both were going to have concussions. It was so hard. Look, Danny, that's probably what's wrong with me now.
Oh my God. That is live theater for you. But you know, you make an interesting point, because I used to always have in my mind, like, you know, again, like I said to Bernard, we're performing all over the world, all over all these grand stages. Mm-hmm. And why was New York so nerve-wracking and important? And of course, because we're in our home city, the company's home city. But you're right. The audiences know what they're looking at.
Right, exactly.
They know Revelations. They know, you know, Night Creature. They're an informed audience. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that other audiences, other cities are dumb or anything.
Right.
But the New York audiences that come year after year to see the company, they'll be like, It's like when you're amateur night at the Apollo, right? Those audiences be like, What y'all doing? So it's so true. Do you remember? Oh my God! So my one quick memory. Mm-hmm. Do you is kind of but do you remember that night we were scheduled to do Vespers and I got sick in the dressing room? Do you remember that?
I do.
It was food poisoning. It was awful.
And I remember.
Tell us. Yeah.
Another funny memory. I don't know if you remember that we were upstairs in that studio rehearsing Sweet Otis with George Faison, and we were doing I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and he was just not having us that night. Were you in that rehearsal? Oh, I'm so.
Oh my God.
But he was not having us that night. I'm pretty sure Sarita was in there, Karine, but we had to do that I Can't Get No Satisfaction over and over and over again. And that was another funny memory I have.
Mm-hmm. So. I think when Sweet Otis came back, honestly, I was already injured. And I just remember all those bot mods, my hip couldn't take it. And I remember even being in the studio at West 61st Street, I had to leave the studio. So I think I may have done Sweet Otis one good time. And I told Chaya, I was like, I can't do this. I can't. But you know, George Faison is another one of those legacy characters that, you know, I'm so thankful that we have in our lives. But tell us quickly about your daughters and what you're passing on to them.
Oh, it's so, you know, all three of my daughters, I'm sorry, I'm at work, so somebody has to answer that phone.
Yeah.
So. All three of my daughters, I knew, you know, when they were little that I wanted to put them into ballet. Girl, when they were babies, I would stretch their feet so much because I'm like, the other way.
Right.
You know, 50-50 shot, you might have some nice feet or some, you know, so anyway. I would stretch their feet a lot, and so then I put them in ballet, and I saw they have a little potential, and then my youngest one decided after she was Clara in the Nutcracker, she was like, I'm done, you know.
Okay.
And my oldest one, she was always very academically inclined, so she was always kind of like up in the air, you know, with dancing professionally. She decided to go to college. She went to VCU on a full scholarship. She was majoring in engineering. So now she's back in the area, and she's actually now dancing with our company that I'm the resident choreographer.
Oh, wonderful.
She's dancing professionally as well. So it's Ballet Virginia. Now, Kyra, she always knew from a very young age. She's kind of like I was. You know, she always knew that was her path. So she packed up and moved to Houston like her sophomore year, I think, in high school. Mm-hmm. So now she's back here, and I think everybody knows she got a contract with ABT Studio Company. So
yes! That's right, because I was like, you tell her Auntie Danny is here for her. That's right. You gotta look out for the kids.
Yes, and when
what a legacy.
Guys will be there, and if she needs anything, I would definitely have everybody's numbers. And I'm happy I'll be able to come to New York more now as well and spend more time with everybody.
Well, you always have a place to stay here.
Thank you.
Yes. So, I mean, just, you know, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the virtual opening night on Wednesday, but it was just so beautiful to see like the current company and the original dancers side by side. And, you know, as we know, you know, technique has to grow, so things are going to look different. But I'm just so happy that they embrace the old with the new, because it's so important for us to remember from whence we came and the importance of continuing that legacy of those original dancers that paved the way for us to be where we are today. Because once you're an Ailey dancer, I just feel like, you know, you carry that with you for the rest of your life. That's how I feel. So, you know.
Yeah, it was really beautiful to watch, and I'm so happy that they're able to do this virtual season. You know, everybody knows Alvin was always about reaching out to the masses, and this will be an incredible way for, you know, so many people that might not get to the theater to be able to see the company. And at this, everything going on, you know, everybody needs to be uplifted, like Michael was saying. So, beautiful thing. And then I heard it's going to be more interactive as well. They can speak to the dancers, and I think it's beautiful. So I can't wait to see more of it.
Absolutely. So I'm so glad you were able to pop in. I'm so glad you weren't so nervous. Don't be nervous. You're beautiful.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring Shetty, and I definitely want to have you back because I want to also definitely get more into, like, you know, the education part of just dance education and, you know, what we can pass on to the youngins. So my love to you. Thank you for popping in. I know you're still at work, so I appreciate you, Lydia.
Thank you, everybody. I miss you all. Okay, love you.
Okay, bye. Oh my God, Miss Lydia Roberts. So we are going a little bit over time, but that's okay. And Lenny, if you're waiting, I think you're in here somewhere. I am definitely going to come get you soon. But right now, I want to bring back my Sarita Coco. There she is, to finish up my All-Ailey edition. Yes, yes, Shetty.
Lydia, I love you so much. I miss you.
Lydia. Did you first meet Lydia at the Jamison Project?
I met Lydia at the Jamison Project.
That's right.
And we joined the Ailey company at the same time. Hi, Lenny. This is so wonderful. It's like having a big orgy party with the Ailey company.
And I was so nervous. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm freaking myself out. Like, I'm all nervous. Like,
Danny, you don't have to, because we will go wherever you want us to go. You know?
Thank you, my love. So tell me about we've had our interviews together and we've talked our Ailey stories, but specifically speaking of City Center, and just like Sarita said and Michael said and Bernard, it was like coming home and the smell. I mean, for our 6 years, we pretty much had the same backstage stagehands, you know, Frank Ilo and Big Mike and, okay. So your first season and being in that theater, in that space, what are your memories of it?
The memories that I have, I will tell you, I came in from the Jamison Project with two other ladies, which was Lydia and Deanna Hyde Washington, who I call Sophia. And those two had already done Revelation in the second company. They had been part of the second company.
That's right.
Right. And I did not really know. I came from not that. And I was really lost. And they took me under their belt to teach me as fast as possible, you know, how to go rock a muscle. I mean, all of that. I was so lost. And I remember these voices, they would be close to me and they would say, bend over right, bend over left. I'll be like, okay, up and down. I was like, all right.
Yes.
So I have a remembering of, and just like Lydia said, a lot of us, I knew for me, we actually watched. We watched a lot of the first company do what they do in the first. So I remember just like you, Sarita doing treading, or or oh my gosh, Debbie Manning and Jonathan Risley doing Stack Up. Sherry, come on now, Stack Up. Wow. Looking at Debbie Chase doing the angel in what's that ballet called? Memoria. Looking at Elizabeth doing divining. I'm talking about like the lessons, sitting down, going like, is my dream, is it for real that I am actually in this company?
Yes.
That I can. So my first year was more that. And City Center became, just like you mentioned, the technicians being back there, they knew everything about us. They knew what we needed. Zinda and anybody else coming from the wardrobe department, how easy they made it for us to be part of that, because it's like a marathon. It's like doing a Broadway show, 8 shows a week, but the level of artistry of the choreographers of a repertory company. So it's like we have to step up like Broadway with the repertoire of a modern ballet company. So it's like a mix of two things. And I think that if it wasn't for everybody around, I don't know that I could have made it, nor anybody else, by the way. And I have to say something. City Center reminded me the importance of taking care of your body. I remember by the second week, I was done. All I wanted is out. I was like, it's not possible. There's nobody. I was eating anything in the world. I had no idea that nutrition was a thing, right? I was drinking and eating. And by the second week of doing 8 shows a week, I was like, it's over. Nobody can ask me, or I dreamt of it to be a closing night. I was
and nobody can prepare you for that, your first season doing that many shows a week. Because even though I joke about my stamina levels and being with Philadelphia, we didn't do seasons like that, although some of our tours we would do a bunch of, I think there were rules, right? We had our union rules where we couldn't do as many shows on the road like we would do at City Center. But you're right, like matinee days, I
mean, and again, I think you speak about it too, the pressure of New York City. Not that other cities were not important, far from that. I actually feel that it was a little bit like we were preparing all through, and then we had to sprint into this incredible New York season, where at that moment, everything you had learned on tour, you were able to bring to the space, and you were able to give it to your friends and family and loved one and colleagues. And there was no room for half-ass nothing. Not that we ever did half-ass anyways, but this was the time where, to me, it was like my skin was literally on the screen. It was like doing Shelter. Do you remember doing Shelter there? What about Ulysses Dove, Vespers? When that curtain will go up and you'll be like, it's do or die, people.
do or die.
It's do or die.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, I just, and it was exciting, I think, for a lot of us because, being in New York, I'm a transplant from Philly and you from France, and, all these, amazing people from all over the country and the world coming to New York to dance. It was that central place where our families could come and see us, that hadn't probably seen us in months, and it was like a reunion. So to Bernard's point, there was the pressure of entertaining your people and your friends and people asking for tickets and and you've got to get on stage every night and kill it, and stay healthy, it's a marathon. You have to make it till the end. Some did, some didn't.
I think I was literally willing to die on stage. I was willing to. I remember doing Dance at the Gym, which was for me the first time that the company, Michael spoke about being seen doing a song for you, that he had gotten them. For me, it was also like, it took a moment before the company and I gelled, because I think that you dance who you are. And like I say, Revelation is African-American. I had nothing for me. For me, it it was a discrepancy in my own body. It was either African or French, but African American, I couldn't figure out what that was. And so for a long time, I feel the company was like, Karine, where are we going to bring her? You know, even though, so to me, it was once we did the neoclassical, you know, the Donald Byrd, once we started to do a lot more theater for me, like Masekela Langage or any of those, or Judy, you know, asking me to do Sweet Release with Stand.
Yuri,
like,
yes.
My love of partnering was present. So I think that it became, Dance at the Gym was that moment where I remember getting hurt on stage, but let me tell you, I did not care. I didn't care. I didn't care that I kind of torn my hamstring, that I'm still 20 years later, I'm limping, right? Because of that one moment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no. Oh, you want a leg up? I'm going. I am going to go, even if I die on this stage.
Yes. Oh, I love
Anyway.
City Center. And, you know, even going back to what Sarita was talking about with the crew, you know, it's giving all the love to the crew and them knowing what we needed. And it was like home. And I remember after I had to leave, one of the crewmen reached out to me, and Frank, actually. And I mean, they watched us so over the years grow, cry, in pain, tired, but giving our balls to the wall. Exactly. And you know, Mike, he called me a dancing fool, which is actually what I'm thinking about naming my book, because that to me meant everything. But I remember Frank Ilo called me and said, you know, it was maybe like the year after I had to leave. And he said, are you going to come to see the company this season? And even though it was difficult for me to go back that first year, I was like, yes, I am. And he was like, well, come backstage. I have something for you. And he gifted me one of his paintings. That I still have in my bedroom to this day. And just, you know, so that synergy between the crew and the dancers and the audience, you know, for New York especially, I think is what makes the City Center season so special.
I have a feeling, Wendy, I see you, my friend. Yes, Wendy Perrin, full out. You're right. I also feel that City Center, at the center of New York City, is bringing together a different kind of, and because of the Ailey company brings different kind of audience. All kind of people are in the audience. It's not just people that have the money, that has this, that. It's also children. It's also teenagers. It's also so many different countries are in this one place. Different status, economic status, social status. But at the end of the day, Mr. Ailey was able to create this kind of company, which they're continuing now with Robert Battle and with Matthew. I know, this place of coming together, this place where you could forget the differences, and you can, and that's why I believe the tech. I spent so many time in their room, so much of their time. We were just there all the time. They made it okay for us to sleep in the place where they slept and rested, you know, for us. And I'm sure they do that for other company as well. So it's like they were so special in keeping the comfort and the care, so we can, when the curtain went up, we could be these horses. We could be these animals that would give everything we had because we knew we were cared for. And the same thing for Judy. You know, to me, Judy truly, you know, with all of who she is, she gifted us that space. She took care of the other part that the company needs, you know, the production part, the raising the money, the all of that. Without that, we couldn't go on either. So everybody had their pocket of care. So when the curtain went up, just like Antonio Carlos Scott was saying, Dance at the Gym, the curtain went up in the dark, and Desmond, Dwight, and Carlos, and Andre Tyson were back there, and I was right there in the middle, and just shivering, going like, oh no, you can't shiver now. Oh no, not now. The girl, boom, blip.
Okay. Donald Byrd, how much do we love him? But, you know, to your point, I'm really happy that, I mean, happy is the wrong word. Obviously, I wish that Ailey was home in their theater in person live. But this is a special moment that 20, 40, 50 years from now, God willing, we'll all be able to look back and say we were all together in this moment, supporting them virtually, still supporting the art, supporting each other. And to your point, like when I think about the Ailey audience, like I do, even my home company, Philadelphia, the diversity of the Ailey audience to me is so special. And I think that's also like in the role that I have now at Summer State, it's the same thing. Like it's democratic and it's for everyone. Everyone, I mean, especially like over the last, yeah, an Ailey ticket can be expensive. We know that, but I know they do make it accessible at all price levels. They do special nights with sponsors so that, yes, there are $20 tickets, there's student tickets and everything else. But there's such a diversity of the audience that is what to me is as beautiful as what's on that stage. So absolutely, Shetty.
I surely want to say as well, you know, I think that that's why they've been going on for so long, is and because there is a passing on of that torch of humanity through Ailey's repertoire, through the choices that they're making today, right? So it's kind of like, it is a real reminder that without us all together dancing with the same music, the same rhythm, we can't move on as humanity. We have to move together. And the Ailey Company is this. I mean, for me, seeing them, I was 14 and a half, 15 in France. I had nothing to do with the company. I just saw them when I was at the, you know, on my coming up, deciding to be a dancer. And this was what came to me. And I know it will come to another young girl. Like she will be 12, 13, 14 in Russia, in Zimbabwe, wherever. And they'll be like, I want to be part of that, right? In the virtual time or non-virtual time. It is now. It doesn't matter. The essence continues to be the same.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Shetty! I love you too. So please, guys, please make sure you follow Karine Plantadit and all the things she's doing. Almost every day she's on her platform giving just guidance and spirituality and love and yoga and Kamochi method and all of the above.
Wait, I want to share this.
Oh yes,
this is from Colette, who used to do the outfits. Yeah, baby. Get your outfits. Get your outfits. Get your Ailey fashion, darling.
Thank you, Shetty. I love you. Thank you for stopping and doing this with me today.
I love you.
Love you. See you soon. Okay. Thank you guys so much. So here's what I'm going to do. You guys, there's so many people in the room, and I hate to do this, but because technically I'm such a geek, not a geek, I'm going to go out. I'm going to come back in because I want Lenny Meek's interview to be a separate chapter for my files so that I can upload them separately, and I don't know how to do that because I'm a one-woman show. So I'm going to take a quick pause, and then I'm going to come right back in and bring in Mr. Lenny Meek. But I'll give you guys time to come back in the room and share. So Lenny, sorry we went over. I'm coming right back. I'm going to go out, come back in, and then I'm going to bring on the amazing Leonard Meek. So I hope you guys can come in for the second hour. This has been amazing. Thanks to everyone that joined me for that first hour for my All-Ailey Edition. I love you guys, and we'll be right back. Take a little quick commercial break, grab a glass of wine. I'm going to take a little, bathroom break, but come right back, and we'll have Leonard Meek.